This presentation provides a brief update of research in progress exploring diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility DEIA initiatives at Catholic serving higher education institutions conducted by 3 Copley librarians: V. Dozier, education librarian and assistant professor; Alejandra Nan, electronic resources and serials librarian and associate professor; and Martha Atkins, reference librarian and associate professor. We'll discuss the project origins, development, data collection, initial findings, and our next step. Our work contributes to existing scholarship about how faith-based institutions and academic libraries are and are not addressing DEIA on their campuses.
Copley Library launched the Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Accessibility Committee in August of 2020. The committee was developed in an effort to identify and work through the challenges that have affected our country and our local community. 3 librarians from the committee wanted to explore what USD is currently doing, as well as how libraries at Catholic serving institutions are providing resources and services in regards to DEIA. The best and most obvious approach was to survey USD faculty, staff, and administrators who participate or engage in DEIA efforts. The external survey was intended for librarians who work at Catholic serving institutions, but not necessarily involved in any kind of DEIA initiative on their campus.
We saw many variations of this quote amongst our internal and external survey respondents. Though disheartening to see our colleagues near and far experiencing such toxic environments, we hope that acknowledging the issues and active steps to dismantling systemic oppression will bring necessary changes to higher education. Our internal survey posed 5 open-ended voluntary questions related to DEIA and academic libraries, 3 of which we'll discuss here. The respondents comprised of 11 selected USD administrators, faculty, and staff with responsibility for or experience with campus-wide DEIA. We received 7 responses. When asked to describe the current state of DEIA at USD, 3 respondents reported mostly negative feelings using terms like dismal, poor, and abysmal. Others reported an atmosphere of superficiality and tokenism, saying small actions are celebrated, but that marginalized voices are still ignored or tokenized in lieu of systemic change. 3 respondents reported slightly more optimistic feelings, stating USD is evolving and possibly leaning towards improvement. We also asked respondents to describe their roles in achieving DEIA progress at USD. 5 of the 7 respondents answered this question. 1 simply responded faculty, which leads us to wonder how they would elaborate if we had a chance to ask follow-up questions. Others responded with roles they've undertaken, from safe space ally training, serving on search committees, and conversations with USD stakeholders like deans, students, other faculty, and other administrators about DEIA on campus. Of particular interest to us was if or how other USD personnel considered library support through these changes. We received 4 responses to this question, emphasizing the library's role in supporting DEIA teaching and research through resources, programming, and providing event space. We're hopeful additional analysis will reveal not only spaces in which the library serves USD well, but also ways in which Copley can improve our outreach and services to the USD community.
We asked librarians at other Catholic serving institutions several questions in order to learn more about their DEIA initiatives. These are just some of the highlights of their answers. We asked whether libraries had a committee analogous to Copley Library's DEIA committee. For those who said yes, we followed up to ask about their goals and objectives. Some common themes included keeping up with DEIA in library literature, integrating and facilitating DEIA discussions in meetings, ensuring equitable support for the campus community, and working purposefully and intentionally for equitable collection development. For those who answered no, we asked whether they thought such a committee would have a positive impact on their libraries. Many responded in the affirmative. Some said their libraries were well represented on campus-level committees, and one respondent worried that such a committee would lack buy-in from other library members. We also asked participants to express how they believed Catholicism to be reflected in the library's DEIA commitment. Answers ranged from not at all to various ways of connecting Catholicism's mission to those on the margins to that aspect of DEIA initiatives in libraries. And a few respondents referred directly to the collection building in this context. We also asked whether participants had witnessed opposition or resistance to DEIA advocacy work in libraries. Of those who elected to offer examples, most were negative. The examples given included words like questioning, resistance, and generally opposed. One respondent said that others at their library don't believe DEIA initiatives are necessary. Another said, people are just tired of the subject. In general, the survey results show that DEIA initiatives in libraries may be present, but may lack support and buy-in.
As librarians, we also support providing free access to research and pedagogy, so we plan to present and publish our findings in an open access journal. Additionally, we're going to build upon our current charge and develop other resources, services, and programming to improve our DEIA work at Copley Library. We hope to collaborate with other departments on campus as a means to educate and promote resources and current events. Last, we will extend our survey and send it out to other faith-based institutions to see how it compares to Catholic serving institutions.
Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, you may contact V. Dozier, Alejandro Nan, or Martha Adkins via email.